Coach Rogue made a video how to climb on ADC even if your hands don't work. First of all, I mean, what do you mean? Like, why do I start from the beginning? Hello?
Playing ADC can sometimes be a miserable experience, and having to play ADC in lower ranks just makes that problem even worse. You've got...
No. So one thing to start already is like, there's a lot of people that also like ask me and so on about the fact that, you know, right now I'm lower elo, so I'm gonna play a different role, and then I'm gonna come back to ADC once I'm higher elo, because then my teammates will be better. I feel like that's so bad, such a bad mentality. Like, you need to improve on ADC to be able to climb out of the rank you are in. You can't just magically play jungle, climb to platinum when you were silver previously. Suddenly you change to ADC and expect you're gonna climb. It's not gonna happen. So yeah.
Supports and junglers who don't play for you at all, and you often have to verse full team compositions full of assassins. So today, we'll explore what climbing...
But high elo's full of assassins as well. Everyone must play carry champion. You know why? Because most people climb while carrying. So yeah.
An ADC should look like by giving you realistic advice for all aspects of AD carry gameplay, by combining in-depth explanations with footage taken from my livestream.
Okay.
As a final disclaimer before we start the video as well, some clips from this video were taken from the very beginning of my Filter Challenger series, so not all gameplay shown is from a super high elo. My goal here...
Yeah, I mean, one thing about this is very controversial and everything. These challenges like are ranked 2x, you know, different role, different feel and stuff. Very controversial. A lot of people hate smurfing, but nah. A lot of people also say smurfing for educational content is fine. In my opinion, it's not, because when you're smurfing even for educational content, it's not the same. You do so many little things as a good player that you don't even think about, that a low elo player would not do because they have no idea. Like little macro adjustments and positioning things that you just don't even think about, that nobody talks about, you know, just an example. But yeah, let's continue. I'm pausing too much.
Isn't to show off by stomping in games played at a lower elo. It's to provide educational content so that I can help people. By using a game I played as a template to teach, and this game I played provides a really good template to do it with, so I'm going to use it. So, from early game laning tips to a support who abandoned me to play 1v2 and how I dealt with it, and even some really cool mid-game macro that not enough people know how to utilize. There'll be a ton to cover in this video. Alright, with that said, let's roll the intro.
My name's Rogue and I played League of Legends
Let's go to intro.
professionally for 7 years.
No,
Now
we'll
I'm a
skip
full-time
it.
content creator and coach for all ranks, iron through to challenger. So if you want more information of what a coaching session with me will look like, you can find more information by following the link in the video description below.
And while you're in the description, you'll also find the link to my Patreon, where I post all of the recordings of my best coaching sessions in full, with almost 1,000 hours of content currently available, all sorted by role and rank, including sessions where I coach for professional level teams. You can get a glimpse of what pro level league looks like from the inside. That's why whatever you're looking for, you'll easily be able to find something that's going to help you improve, no matter your rank.
Good stuff. Can I plug my own stuff as well? WTL.lol/Tonirel. Right, you come here to the website, you start your journey. Let's say you want to play ADC, bot lane. Ooh, guess what? At the checkout here, you apply coupon. Ooh, jinx 10. Look at that. Boom. You get $10 off. What? Crazy. Yeah, anyway, back the video, sorry.
Upon the game starting, you're going to notice the first thing I do is I instantly run bot lane out of base before the minions have even spawned, in order to take position in the bot lane bush.
Okay.
This is
why do we stay here? I'm curious.
due to the nature of the matchup we're playing. Sivir Zyra vs Ashe Karma, a double range versus double range bot lane matchup like this with a lot of skill shots.
Okay.
In these types of matchup, the side who takes push on the first wave of the game starts at a massive advantage.
True. I think that's the same with almost every matchup. But yeah, true. Like if you get push, like you're just stronger, you get level 2 faster, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, for sure.
Now the tech is, if you run in at this angle, you see if they enter the middle bush, so you know if they're there. Then you throw a W at this, so you know they're not there. And now I get to start in lane with full control. Karma, just stand here, just so they don't come behind me and kill me.
Okay, but what? Because we all know in lower elos, what if my support leashes? What do we do? I'm just asking. I don't know. I try to see things from, you know, because this is a game that's, you know, this game is one he chose. It's a real game, you know, real example where everything that's bad happens. What happens if I support issues? Please tell me. Stay under turret? I don't know. I want him to tell me, right?
Just stand here. Okay, he doesn't understand, but that's fine. He's doing the best he can.
Ah, yeah, it's okay.
And what I want to do is, as the wave enters, we backpedal and hit the wave to instantly establish push, and then we throw shit at them as they enter.
Okay.
Push. So they made the mistake of giving me too much space here. So I've already killed off one minion before the wave hits neutral, and we're starting to pull ahead in the push battle.
Right. He moves his minions as
Now
well.
I'm going to
Good,
take
good,
top
good.
pocket of lane so that I can match the Sivir, since I can out-trade her pretty easily.
But you see this little thing that he mentioned. This is what I was mentioning. I'm gonna take top pocket or whatever he said. Like he's right now moving here, up here, because he wants to be on the side with Sivir, not on the side with Zyra. Because you don't want to like trade with Zyra. Shout range is usually annoying, but Sivir is shorter range, so that's better to be here, right? But it's like you see, like these little things are just so hard to explain and think about much when you're already a good player, because you do them instinctively. But a low hero player will not understand, you know. And it was so easy to miss. He said, "I'm going to take top." You're going to be like, "What is he talking about?" Whatever. Anyway, you're not going to understand what he's doing. And that's the problem I have with smurfing in general, even for educational content. There's little things that you do constantly, and people have no idea. You know, have no clue.
Match the Sivir, since I can out-trade her pretty easily. Now we have push advantage, so we win this really hard here. I have lethal tempo, so I'm not going to stop fighting for any reason. I'm going to barrier for the trade. Now this favors me really hard because we should be getting ahead in push advantage. And pretty soon we're going to hit 2 first, and they're not going to be able to hit the wave anymore. And I'm going to start out lifestealing
Yeah,
them.
this trade, you know, he messed up. Right? He missed W, he tanked the Zyra and everything. But at least right, he did for reason to get push. I mean, it's fine. Right? It's okay.
At that point. Alright, the first thing to note, as already said, is that I suck at last hitting, so I apologize to your eyes. Now,
Don't worry. It's good.
this trade I took obviously wasn't that great.
Okay, I'm glad to see that he's explaining, actually. It's good.
Getting rooted in front of your enemy and losing most of your health is not the best thing to do, but what you would have noticed is that I was insanely positive about it. This is because of the simple fact that I took that push advantage using the lane start I had at the beginning of the game, which is important for 2 reasons. The first is something I already just hinted at in the commentary. Once I get ahead and push and we're about to hit level 2, Sivir is forced to move back and stop auto-attacking the minions. Meanwhile, I'm able to continue hitting the creeps if I want to, meaning I can utilize the lifesteal of my Doran's Blade much more than what she can. This is
Fair. Although the lifesteal of Doran is not much. Is it like 2.5% or whatever it is? 3% now? I don't remember. But it adds up. It adds up, that's for sure. Yeah.
something I always explain to top laners. In top lane, if you're in a losing matchup where you can't easily auto-attack the minion wave as much, you're often better off taking Doran's shield in order to utilize his passive for sustain, since if you can't actually hit the minions as you're being zoned, you're not going to benefit much from lifesteal.
But on ADCs, you don't take Doran Blade. Sorry, Doran Shield, because that's it.
Whereas if you have Doran's Blade and you're able to take push, you're going to get a ton more lifesteal since you can hit the minions. The second reason why I'm happy about losing this trade is, well, let's just watch and see and let in-game Road explain that one. So what I'm going to aim to do here is fast crash this third wave and reset because we're on split map. So we traded
Split map. Explain, come on.
super hard, which means my big focus is on getting the wave in. And then I can take a free recall, and since we're on split map and their jungler can only play bot side of the map, if I'm in base during that timer, I can avoid the gank timer completely. And I can also get health back and just checkmate this guy into a completely losing situation. So I take cheat recall here. I tell my Karma what to do. He's going to hold the wave if they
I hope he's gonna explain what he's doing.
push. Now I take cheat recall. I buy a longsword. I should have had Cole, but... And now Karma, all she has to do is hold the wave. Because it's a cannon wave, it takes them a really long time to push in. I'm always going to get back in time.
Can you
And if
explain?
Karma can hold the wave out of turret and
He's
maintain
gotta
a
explain.
freeze, it's really good.
He's not gonna explain what... Please, you need to explain the fact that here... Right, look at that map. Enemy Shaco is topside jungle, which means enemy jungler could only be bot side right now. There's no other way. So right now, if you can shove this and get out, you just get out of danger and get a recall. No matter how bad the wave is really or whatever happens here, you have to kind of recall, get out. You can't play aggressive right now because you could just get ganked right now. So pushing here and recalling is absolutely very, very good, right? But I feel like it needs to explain these little things, you know, it needs to explain a bit better, a little bit better. Like, yeah, it's, you know, it's, so far so good. So it's okay. I mean, okay, cool. Minus 24! What the hell?
Do is hold the wave. Because it's a cannon wave, it takes them a really long time to push in. I'm always going to get back in time. And if Karma can hold the wave out of turret and maintain a freeze, it's really good. Tank. Yeah, there you go. Bang. Just like that. Bot lane is GG. If they chase in the wave, he has no HP. If they don't chase in the wave, they base with a freeze, I go up half a level. Nice.
Yeah, like, see, this is a great example of why communication in League of Legends is a skill that matters.
And if Karma can hold
Here, Karma holds the wave just because he pinged.
HP, with the
Otherwise, I don't think she would.
extra lifesteal I get, and the fact that on the wave crashing into tower, I'm simply gifted a free recall, meaning if I trade health evenly, it massively favors me. Since I did the recall as well just before the wave 4 cannon minion, and my support held the wave for us, we were able to set up a nice freeze and gain a substantial XP advantage.
Yep.
But sadly, this is where my game is going to start looking a little bit more relatable to you guys.
Okay.
And from this moment onwards, my support decides to start making some questionable decision, and ultimately from here on, he just abandons me. You B. I tell him to
That
B.
happens.
Go base. Go base support. Go B. You've got 400 health, my friend. Alright. I just went 2 points Q. I'm trolling. I thought I hadn't skilled it yet because it didn't light up, but that's not how Ash Q works, is it? Alright, bad play by my Karma.
Do you think a high-elo support won't hold the wave there? Depends. Depends. Sometimes they don't.
Because she's left me in lane unattended when they got back here, when she could have easily recalled while they're in base. So this fucking sucks.
Yeah, a lot of times this is the thing. You see what he did here is very smart. But then because Karma didn't recall right away, now the play is bad. The wave was frozen, but now we are low HP and we are under our turret, which you don't want. So here's the thing. A lot of these techniques, yes, that high-elo players do just don't work in low-elo. They just don't work. Because when you look at high-elo gameplay, a lot of times, what do you see? Oh, that guy is just farming for 14 minutes and then he pops off late game fights. That's high-elo gameplay, right? So if you put a high-elo ADC in low-elo, that's what a high-elo ADC should do, right? No. You know what a high-elo ADC does in low-elo? He wins every lane and freaking goes 20-0. Right? You don't play by the same rules because the game is different. The game is different. Your enemies make so many mistakes in lane that you can just win the trades and punish them and just kill them. And just play aggressive no matter the matchup, really. You don't have to play do these little smart tricks that he's doing, right? So this is why I feel like that this smurfing for content is just so unrelatable, so unrelatable, yeah. Like, you can't really relate to this and expect to do the same decisions. And, you know, it's just not gonna work. Especially because you need to expect your support to know everything you know. They won't know anything. So, yeah. Because this smart plays requires both teammates to actually like play together, and it's not gonna happen all the times.
Where's my Karma? Alright, my Karma has randomly walked off to go into the river when I'm trying to re-establish push. So I guess I lose push again. Alright,
Hey,
I'll just stand up
she got the ward. Come on, man. Karma got the ward. What do you want? That's what supports are supposed to do.
in my tower and wait. Because my Karma went to the river for no reason. I knew ADC would be painful. Now my fucking support is top lane.
Yeah, as an ADC, you need to know how to adapt your support. You just need to know to do it. It's a skill you gotta master.
At least he's getting work done. We'll say that much. Now this is the part where a lot of low rank ADC struggle. Your support has abandoned you. You're left to 1v2. What should you do? The answer is, it's not actually that bad, because likely your opponent is going to be making the exact same mistake that my opponent is making. What the opponent should be doing is double stacking waves. This way,
Double sucking waves, yes. In this example, basically what he's trying to do, before he explains, I'll explain how I see it. Like, whenever you're 2v1 in lane, and you shove every wave, you only have like a few minions, and then you just maybe hit the turret a few times and that's it. And the enemy can always just farm that wave under turret and that's it, whatever, right? So you have to stack one wave. So wave meets in the middle, you don't hit it much, only last hit, and then the second wave arrives, then you crush it. That's how you have a bigger wave to do more things under their turret and also make them lose more minions. So they don't just farm it under turret. And also you should maybe look for a dive if that's possible. So that's the thing, like I see this mistake all the time. You're 2v1, you need to do things, but not shove everywhere on the turret and expect to do anything.
On the first wave, they can slow push and deny me gold and XP 2v1 as the minions dying are so far away from my tower that I can't even get in range to get them. Then, on the second wave, they can simply fast crash the wave into tower and get far more tower damage with a double stacked wave than they can get with a singular one.
Yes.
Instead, the enemy bot lane is just feeding minion waves into me one at a time, meaning I'm not actually losing any XP at all.
Yep.
If anything, I'm getting solo XP, so I'm actually gaining more.
True.
Sure, they're getting a turret plate here or there, but for me, it doesn't actually put me behind it all. It's not about what the enemy bot lane gets. That I couldn't care less about. It's about what I get.
That's actually true. I see this happening a lot of times, like when I coach somebody and they're very worried, like the fact that the enemies are not losing it that much and so on and so on. It's like, you have to be worried about what you get. You know, a lot of times it's what you get. That's what's more important rather than what you deny your enemy, right?
Simply put, I'm getting the same amount of gold and XP right now, even in the 2v1. Okay, Sivir is getting more gold than me in comparison because she's getting turret plates, but compared to the solo laners and the jungler of the enemy team, I'm keeping up, and thus I will be strong enough to have an impact in mid-game fighting. I spent a good couple minutes
experience in League, I would say, is even more valuable than gold. Unless you're full late game, right? But getting XP and being higher level, like that makes such a big difference. It gives you so many stats, it's insane.
Playing on weak side conserving health, but out of nowhere a little opportunity popped up and so I took it. The combination of lethal tempo and stacked Q did most of the work here, but also the XP advantage I have as a result of that initial lost wave and this solo XP I got because of my support roaming means I hit level 6 mid-fight and so I can leverage that for a double kill. Nice.
Okay, sounds easy. Okay, this is perfect example of why I think smurfing is just so bad. Because
playing
here,
on weak side conserving health, but out of nowhere a little opportunity popped up and so I took it.
Right? You can't expect a low elo player to see this opportunity when he's legit 1v3 here. Actually, you know, it's 2v3, whatever. Karma is there, low HP. Because Zyra is right there. And also, watch this.
The combination of lethal tempo and stacked Q did most of the work.
Right? Mid-fight, you're kiting perfectly. Maxing ultimate, throwing it between basic attacks. And then when Zyra arrives here, you know she's here, you know she's coming. So you have the instant reflex to dodge her E.
Advantage I have as a result.
And it's like, no. Your average silver player will not do this. Your average gold player will not do this. You can't. Right? You can't expect anybody to do this. It's no shot. You know, this you only won because you are a challenger player, right? That's the only reason, you know, and this is why I get like this type of content is kind of you know, but yeah, I mean, he did play well, right? He played really well. But, you know, it's just, you cannot expect the average player to do this. It's just, yeah.
It means I hit level 6 mid-fight, and so I can leverage that for a double kill. Nice. Now, after getting these 2 kills and then recalling, this is where the game becomes even more relatable to ADC mains. My Karma is mid, even though I just got a double kill. Fair enough. What I have to do here is just conserve health, is the most important thing. Because eventually, somebody who likes me will come back bot lane. Maybe my jungler, maybe my support, we'll see. And if I...
Yeah, that's true. Like, if you're in a hard lane though, 1v2, let's say, or even 2v2, but hard, try to be full HP. And then eventually maybe there's an opportunity to go for a fight or they mess up or whatever, you're full HP, you can do it. If you're low HP, oh well, right? So you can give up some caster minions and that's okay. Don't be afraid to do that. That's good advice. Minus 24, it hurts.
Have 1 HP, then I'm not going to be able to do anything once they get here. So even if I drop minions and tower plates, it's fine. My job is to keep my health so that eventually when somebody decides they like me, then I will actually have enough health to be useful. But
and even if nobody comes bot right now, if you're full HP, you can actually sit here and not get one shot if you make a mistake. Even if nobody from your team helps, so that's good.
This just sucks. We're so much stronger and could be winning, but instead they're just getting free turret plates, and I'm just getting shit on. Guys, this is the most ADC gameplay, but this is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do. You gotta play to what the cards you're dealt, right? The cards I was dealt is the support who doesn't love me.
Yeah, that's not good. You can't get hit by that.
Alright, I'll just 1v2 them, I guess. Like... I don't know what that was about, guys.
This is perfect example of if your HP is relatively high, doesn't matter that nobody's coming bot. You have more HP, so if they make a mistake, you can actually win.
The cards I was...
Like, so what if he got hit? Because he had more HP, he had barrier now as well, he wins.
Alright.
But imagine he got poked and greeded for a few more minions to lose 200 HP. He would have died here. So that makes a difference. Legit. Keep your HP high is very important in lane. Perfect example of why that's the case, for sure. Enemies are going to make a mistake eventually.
Alright, I'll just 1v2 them, I guess. I don't know what that was about, guys. I don't know what that was about. Now here, very important, I do not push next wave. Why do I not push next wave? Because look at their death timers, okay? Right now, I'm walking out of base at the same time as Siva and the same time as Zyra, which means we get to lane at the same time. If I get to the lane at the same time and I'm 4-0, I get prio. Therefore, I take prio, I can walk up and take dragon.
That's true.
But what happens if I delay my recall is they get out of base before me, they get to crash a wave into tower, then they get to walk up river, take vision, and take dragon. So if I say to take a minion wave, I forfeit all bot side vision and dragon. But since I insta-recall, I lose out on 100 gold from my reset, but because I get to lane at the same time as them, now they don't get a free lane of prio.
True.
And if they walk up
That's
like...
true. When you're ahead, you want to be in lane when enemies are in lane. You know why? To bully them and punish them. When you're behind, you want to avoid laning. You just want to chill and farm. You don't want to fight. Right? So that's the thing.
This. There we go. I get prio because I'm stronger. And then we can push the wave. And then we can walk up the river. Just like this. Check that Kha'Zix is there. Clear out all their vision like this.
How come he's not doing anything with the tribush? Get their control ward, place your ward in the tribush. That's weird.
And I can't go further because the wave arrives in 5 seconds, so I have to be back for next wave arrival, because if I'm late to my wave, I lose the ability to roam on the following wave. So come back for the wave. Now, I just want to focus on killing this wave, but if this guy wants to die... Nope, I'm
You can't
2v1
fight right now
all day of the week.
because Karma is mid.
Yep, my Karma's walking top lane when I'm 4-0. Sometimes you just gotta ask nicely.
Nice ulti.
Give that guy the snipe from downtown. There you go, he's dead. Now, after asking nicely, my support decided to actually come back bot lane again. And with the...
I mean, I don't think it matters if you ask or not. Because, I mean, I guess it sometimes it matters. Sometimes, you know, communicating like that, yeah, it's good. Asking is okay. You can ask. I think it's fine.
early lead we had and a support now in my lane, I was able to snowball, pick up another kill, and some turret plates on the next sequence. But that's where out of nowhere, I do something that might seem a bit random.
Okay.
I swap to mid lane before even finishing off the bot tower. Me mid, and I tell him. So this gives me a moment to swap there because he is in base. And because I'm a lot less mobile, I need the safety of being mid in the short lane since I'm in a mobile carry. So I'm
Okay, but what if your mid lane doesn't let you stay mid? Do you do this? Do we do this right now? If Ari comes mid? I don't think so, right? Because then you just give a bot turret for free. Yeah, I don't think you can take their mid turret right now with you and Ari together in that scenario because your jungle is dead. Alright, so you gotta be careful.
going to swap mid preemptively before the towers even die. And from here, I can get perma prio.
I usually don't recommend swapping before the turrets fall bot, because that's when you usually should swap. Because if you do that, then you're laning against the enemy mid laner. An enemy mid laner is usually stronger than you early game in mid in laning phase. Especially if they're a mage. How can you play against a mage as an ADC? Like they're just gonna outrange you. It's so difficult to play. You don't want to play. It's annoying. Or against an assassin. How do you get close to the wave when they have Zed? You know? So I think this advice is kind of it's kind of not really applicable most games. Only some games, but even then if you don't do it, it's fine anyway. It's more consistent to not do it, I would say. That's what I would say.
Over everyone, because I'm in the center of the map.
Right, because when it comes to something I learned from being a coach for a couple years now, is the fact that you want to put yourself in the mind of the person you're coaching. The average player. The average player wants consistency and things they can replicate. Replicating this is too difficult. Even though it's the best play. It's just not doable. And staying bot, until you get their bot turret, while it might not be the best play in the scenario, is still a good play. And what you need to do is go for good plays, not necessarily the best ones, because it's hard to know the best play every time, and just don't really fall for those bad plays. You're consistent like that, and suddenly you're going to be doing much, much better in your games. And it's more fun as well.
And I can transfer that prio to every side of the map and go wherever I want. Holy crap, what a play. Here you go, I'm going to hover down between waves, just in case there's something to do. It's good damage. Get back to the wave on time, never be late to the wave, because if you're late to the wave, you lose the ability to roam. And I might be able to full commit bot and take the tier 1 tower here, we'll see. Or I could move top and kill the Yone.
Yeah, one thing definitely, my voice is dying them. You really want to be on mid wave early, as soon as possible. That's good. That's good advice. Not always doable, but if you can do it, for sure.
I feel like moving bot's better because my top lane is not doing well. I don't want to play around him. But honestly, I'm going to go top because I see the jungler bot side. And
Go top here. Okay, let's see what happens.
he's got TP. So we're going to move top now. Biggest thing about putting ADC mid is I'm there because with mid prio, I can roam to both sides. And I can stop shit like this from happening. So he might get the turret, which is a bit of a shame. But we'll see if we can find him and take him out. There are
I don't know if I like this play too much. Because in doing so, we are giving up mid. Mid wave are meeting now, we are giving them up. And let's say your karma doesn't follow, because they are in Narnia. Are you going to 1v1 Yone? I don't think so. Especially without your ultimate. So I really don't like this. I think this play just doesn't make much sense, really, personally. If your Yorick was still top, then yes, 2v1. But, again, it's not consistent. It's not doable every game. That's why I don't like about it. This scenario, sure, but again, you lose mid-wave, mid-prio, which you work so hard for. I get minus 24 plus 16 LP with 60% win rate. I can't, why?
a shame. But we'll see if we can find him and take him out.
Okay,
There are 3 reasons for why I did this early swap to mid. Firstly, the distance between mid towers is shorter than the distance between towers in a side lane. As an immobile ADC, I'm a lot worse in wide open spaces compared to my mid laner Ahri, who is much safer in wide open spaces and honestly can use them to her advantage to chase people down. The second reason I'm swapping to mid is since I'm so fed, I will likely be able to take priority over every single mid wave that there is. With mid priority, you can move from mid to top side or mid to bot side, meaning I can have influence over both sides of the map, which is much more than what I can do from bot lane. Finally, at 14 minutes, tower plates fall. When tower plates fall, towers lose a ton of armor, so it makes sense to have me mid. I'm the best person on my team since I'm the strongest at being able to break open the now vulnerable enemy mid tower, but I'm also the best person.
Okay, that's true, but you know, you're contradicting yourself here a little bit. You say after minute 14 the turret's plates fall, so that's when you should swap and so on. But in this game you swapped way too early for the average player to replicate. You can't swap this early in like low to mid elo because your mid laner will not leave mid laner, they will not do it. So you cannot swap it, right? So again, I think this advice that this game is good, but it's like not really targeted to the right audience. That's what it feels like to me, you know? They're showing a game where everything goes perfectly. You need to show a game where things don't work perfectly, you know? That's my opinion here. That's what I'm saying. This is why I don't like smurfing content. I think it's bad for the, you know, it misinforms people, let alone smurfing in general. It's just horrible.
Person on my team at being able to protect ours, so I need to be here from 14 minutes onwards. Now, jumping forward a couple minutes later, let's talk about neutral objective contests and their positioning. When playing around a neutral objective, the most important thing to do as an ADC is to secure a direction to kite, either up or down river. Now, I see a lot of ADCs get baited at this point by the generally good advice of always catching the wave first before moving into a neutral, but situationally this should
Yeah, like, again, yeah, true, yeah. I need to see what he says first.
be ignored. After catching this mid wave,
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand why you mentioned this. Because generally, you want to catch mid-wave. That's it. That's the good advice. You need to do 95% of the times it works. That's what your average league player needs. So they're not lost on the map, so they know what to play for. Those exceptions, they don't matter right now. And you say occasionally you need to not take mid-wave. That's correct. But how the hell are you supposed to know? It's so hard to know. Even challenger players don't know even in a situation should take mid-wave or go Drake. Because it's very difficult to weigh all the like pros and cons right there in the middle of the game. You don't have time to wager everything. So this is why going to these good habits you have to just push every time removes all these doubts, makes you make the decision faster, and the faster you can make your decisions, the better. The more you're on tempo with your teammates playing together. Right, so again, good advice, but man, not for the average players. Come on.
The dragon is already alive, and the following arriving wave won't be here for about another 20 seconds. If I was to stay mid in order to get this next wave, I would have terrible positioning over the dragon. If the enemy team during that time walked into river, I would simply have enemies in front of me as I tried to enter, but I could also have enemies just sitting behind me, since all they would have to do is just sit at their raptors or around mid, and once I walk into river, their positioning would become a flank angle onto me.
Okay, but the thing is that if you push mid and the enemies don't let you enter the Drake, you could just continue pushing mid. You don't have to contest every Drake though. That's another possibility, just get mid turret. You know? So it's like pushing mid is usually just so much better on average. Because then you have the option to do other things compared to you skip mid to go Drake because you heard him say it once and you do it now. And now it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like this advice. I really don't.
So instead, look at what I do. I'm going to leave mid open and go into river here. Right? Dragon has already spawned, therefore next mid wave does not matter. Let's just start the dragon.
In this position, I'm looking, I'm like, there's no shot you start Drake here. You should 100% take mid-wave. You know why? Because if you take mid-wave faster, then the enemy ADC is going to be stuck mid lane. And you're going to be able to move, they won't be able to move. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm sorry, that's what I see. You know? That's just me. That's how you would teach somebody. Because it makes more sense, it's more intuitive, and it's easier to replicate. You know, no enemies could be, who knows? What if enemies come from here and then from around, then you're sandwiched inside the pit? That's not good. I don't like that. It's not good at all.
We can finish this dragon before they do anything with that mid wave, and what's more important is that I have
Look at that.
safe positioning to kite down river. Now, let's pause right here for a moment and look at the positioning of my Karma, for example. It looks terrible, right? She's completely split from her teammates, and if she tries to walk down the river, she can very easily be flanked by an enemy who simply waits at the enemy raptor camp and comes out behind her. Now, of course, the downside of doing this is that I've just left my mid tower vulnerable and the enemy can take it. So this is not the perfect play by any means.
Exactly.
I might not do the exact same thing in a challenger game, but securing this positional advantage makes neutral objectives so much easier, and likely in lower elo games, people won't even think to push mid, because they'll be so obsessed over the dragon, which I now have good positioning for.
But I don't like it. Because I feel like going mid is better. Because then you force the enemies into making a bad decision. You make them choose. And then if you're mid with your Karma here, it's easier to enter because you have the Karma and you bait them out and maybe Shaku can finish Drake. And it's like, you're not going to fight this anyway. I don't know, right? It's weird. It's weird to me. I don't understand it.
So let's ensure that I have safe position to kite down river by getting into river rather than getting stuck mid lane. This guy wants to jump on me and kill himself.
What? Like, in a game where you're not turbo fed here, you just died. What? Nah, come on, man.
By getting into river rather than getting stuck mid lane.
It's exactly what I mentioned. You're gonna get flanked. They're gonna go from here and from below. So you're gonna get sandwiched inside the pit here in the river. This is why I hate not taking midwave before coming here. Like, you get one shot in this position. You ulted him perfectly, you reacted in time. Especially because the average player here, his camera is gonna be on the left. Most likely, if they play with unlock camera, that is. If they play with lock camera, they're gonna have their attention there anyway. They're not even gonna see Kha'Zix coming, right? I completely disagree with this. I'm sorry. I don't think this is good. I don't think this is good learnings. I think this is making a player play worse. I don't know. You know? But it's good. I'm glad I'm disagreeing with somebody. because we need to have this kind of discussions to actually figure out what's best. But in my opinion, I think this is not good. He's only winning because he's ahead, and because he's a good player to react here and kite him and ult him in the face and not panic in this moment. There's no reason why he's winning, in my opinion.
This guy wants to jump on me and kill himself. I'll take it. And let's just fight after, guys. Keep going. Alright, I'll just finish the dragon because you guys got that handled. Good shit, boys. And now, what do we do after fights, guys? We fan out. I see all of my teammates run mid. Where do I go?
Okay.
Bot lane. Right? You fan out to maximize the reward of winning a fight. This tower...
Yes and no. Because if you fan out like this and then, I don't know, Yone kills you, it's not great, you know?
Oh, I get all the gold from it that we wouldn't have gotten. This wave is a wave that I get that we wouldn't have gotten. There's 2 people dead. There's one mid, one top jungle. That means bot lane's open. This tier 2 tower is potentially something that I will get that we would not have gotten if I didn't go bot lane.
But at the same time, you could have also went mid lane with your team, maybe pressure the turret, if not take Herald, and not risk and not like get killed by a Yone, for example, right? In this case, I think him going bot, by the way, is correct. It's okay. I think it's good. If you can take the turret here, it's huge. Completely agree, right? Especially because we saw Yone and everything. That's good. But you gotta be careful because right now enemies all respawned. So, a bit risky.
So I'm absolutely maximizing the reward for the winning these fights here. So we'll see if I can get this. Kha'Zix is coming, but I've got Yorick, so should be fine.
You see?
Just stay in the wave.
You see this?
Stay with the wave, my boy.
If you're not fed here, you die. You see? This is the risk I was talking about. Gotta be careful because you can't really 1v1 people. You only win because you're fed, you're stronger. Even if Yorick is here, Yorick was not near close enough. No Seiko's
There
here.
we go.
Right?
Look at how much more we get. We get so much more when you fan out after winning a fight, right? I got 2 towers and 2 extra waves. That's 1,500 gold. Those 2 towers and 2 waves.
If you're super ahead, sure, right? If you're super ahead, you can do this. But not all the time.
Gold. Does chasing the enemies or running up mid give me...
Or if Yorick just randomly stops to recall instead of coming down, he dies even fed. Did Yorick... Let's see. What did Yorick do here?
I will maximizing the Yorick, so...
Yorick came bot. A normal player here would take mid wave, not come bot to help you. Right? Because it's right there. Or maybe even try to go Herald and not come bot. That's what I think it's a higher chance a normal player would do. Right? So again, it's a bit... you know? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it that much.
Does chasing the enemies or running up mid give me more than 2.5k gold? No. So therefore, we don't do it. Now this part cannot be overstated. The biggest solo queue sin we always see is people winning a team fight and just 5-manning mid. But the upside of winning a team fight is that you cannot get picked by the enemy if you fan out since they're dead, allowing you to take...
But they just respawned. And also only 2 enemies died. 3 of them were alive, so 1 of them maybe could have been on you. You gotta be careful about that, right? This is the thing about this kind of things. League is really like a game about specifics, you know? Like in a specific game, if you have the knowledge that you can do this, you can do it, right? But generally, you really can't do this, you know? If you can't do it, right? But damn.
Farm and towers in more lanes than one. The one thing I didn't mention here is the tempo advantage of the next sequence. Since I push this bot wave all the way into the enemy's bot inhib tower, they then have to spend an enormous amount of time on the following sequence pushing it back onto our side of the map. The enemy Echo had to sit bot lane for over 1 full minute on the next sequence just pushing this wave out, not actually doing anything. And with that time, we got a numbers advantage on the map, which I could use to pull off my own little play, which we're going to see in a moment. Alright, let's get back to work.
I think that's gonna happen no matter what, really. I don't think you gain that. I think that's just natural way of what's happening. Even if you don't go bot there, the way they've pushed anyway. Right? So I don't think that's really like a benefit of that. I think it just happens naturally, you know?
On the mid wave, now I can't roam off this wave because it's super late. It's already been there for a couple seconds. So I'm going to wait for the following wave so I can kill a fresh wave.
Also, you want to wait for next wave here, which is correct, because your Karma and Shake are coming from base. Just wanna wait, don't do anything crazy.
And then we're going to transfer Prio into one of the side lanes. Now, Atakan's up, but to be honest, I can kill Yone before the Atakan spawns. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Run at him. Run at him. Go. Yeah, here we go. I'm coming.
Nice ulti.
And there we go. We can get this kill before they start Atakan. And now we can move down. I should still be in time to contest the Atakan if they start it, but they won't. But this is what your job is when you're mid lane. It is to push mid and transfer priority into a side lane. So I'm pushing the mid wave, and because I've killed the mid wave, I can move into the side lane where the wave hasn't yet died, and I can take out someone like that. And because I push...
In this case, I would say roaming was good. Roaming here, because you know you can kill the Yone, is fine. You just gotta be aware of the fact that if your Karma and Sheko are on the map and they're doing things both sides, really preparing Atakan, you gotta go as well. You know, because they might actually take a fight. So you don't want to like go 2v1 top when your teammates could be 3v4 when you got like a lot of kills. You wanna be in those 4v4 fights. Right? So again, if you have time, teammates are farming, roam like this top side is good. I think this roam is good, but only if your teammates are really doing nothing. If they are looking for stuff, they're not just farming, they are going to the enemy jungle or whatever, then you can't go top here. Right? Very important to remember.
Yeah, here we go. Your job, so I'm pushing the mid wave, can take out someone like that. Now, I sort of explained already, but let's break down what was happening here exactly. The first thing to note is that in the mid game, the mid wave is arriving 10 seconds sooner than what the side wave is. Meaning if you kill a mid wave quickly, like I did, you can move into the side wave in time to protect the side wave which hasn't arrived yet.
That's true. The sooner you push mid, the sooner you can get to lane and catch somebody. That's 100% true. Oh my god, do we get a hero raid again? Oh my god, with 60 million people. Thank you so much. We're watching a Coach Rogue video and I'm critiquing him because I think he's clickbaiting people a little bit. You know?
Another thing to note is that because I pushed the mid wave in, it is revealing both Sivir and Zyra on the minimap, which just simply confirms to me that we have a numbers advantage if I move to another lane, which is how I'm so overly confident that we should be engaging onto Yone here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, with that covered, let's time skip forward just a couple more minutes later into the video and see how things have gone for us. Well,
right. I like Coach Rogue, but smurfing is not helpful. Completely agree with you.
Well, we got Atakan, we got Baron, and now it's about time to end the game. Really good. At this point, we've probably got about a 10k gold lead and we're holding Baron buff, so realistically, it's hard
and also, like in this example, right, he skipped over like Drake, Atakan or Baron or whatever they just took. Don't want to skip those moments because a lot of times I noticed from coaching as well, people don't really know what to do like in downtimes. You got the wave, there's not much to do, or there's an objective, how do we start it and stuff like that. There's also like worth looking into, right? But again, this video is about something else, right? But this is why I really like showing like full game examples and explaining what I'm doing at every step of the way, you know, because that's just more relatable to most people. That's okay.
Lose, but the only way we could possibly lose this game is if the enemy team somehow gets a flank and kills me, the Fed carry. Since they cannot win a fight front to back, they have to get on the back line. This is where I'm going to give you the final tip for the video that you need to know as an ADC for when it comes to closing out a game cleanly. Now here's the biggest tip, guys. Go top lane. Go top lane. Do not go mid, go top. Because I can get flanked much more easily if we're in mid lane. It's much harder to flank someone when their back is facing the edge of the map. Oh shit, where's my team? I'll just 1v1 Kha'Zix real quick. Alright, we'll take that.
Yeah, it's just 1v1 Kha'Zix real quick. Yeah. You just got flanked by him. What do you mean?
Don't know where my arrow went. It's in Narnia. But now they won't be able to flank me because...
Because they're dead, because you 1v1, because you're fed, of course. Of course they can flank you because they're dead. Like, what do they know? How can you say with a straight face? Come on, man. No. They can't do that. Oh, come on. I'm disappointed.
If I siege from a side lane, I can stick my back to the edge of the map and no one can come behind me, as opposed to trying to walk up mid where I can get flanked from two different directions at the same time. So because I'm vulnerable and I'm versing assassins, we're not sieging mid, we're sieging top lane. Good shit, boys. Now, not everything that has happened has been perfect this game, but that's the inherent purpose of what I'm trying to say.
Too many things were perfect. That's the problem. And I put them out of the video, right? This is a perfect game almost. This is not that chaotic type of game, you know?
Yes, my early trading lane was bad, and I lost a lot of health for no reason, but because I had a push advantage, I ended up in a good situation anyway. Yes, I also got abandoned by my support and had to 2v1 for most of the lane, but because I kept my cool and my enemy didn't know how to properly punish it, I was able to simply conserve my health until I found an opportunity later on. The one thing that
And those opportunities, especially that one time you went on like the Ashen's Eye against this moment as well, like he played mechanically perfect as well. Right?
did go right for me was that my mid laner was kind enough to actually let me swap mid when I asked
That's true.
for it, which was great. This made me able to use my mid-game macro to execute some really cool plays. The Dragon contest as well was not picture perfect by any means, but by playing to realistic conditions, I was able to be much safer in my positioning around
No, this is complete bullshit. Not behind and not fed Ashe dies every time here.
the Dragon, and from that we got a really easy team fight. And of course, the AD carry shouldn't be the one to finish off Dragon and go split push bot lane after a teamfight ends, but patching holes that your teammates leaves is a core skill you've got to learn how to do. And by
Yes, except for when you go side lane here and enemies are alive, you can stay to take this tier 2 because it's too risky. Especially when you're not fed, right?
doing this, I maximize the reward for the fight massively. And finally, I definitely deserve to have died to that Kha'Zix at
Oh, you deserve to die to Kha'Zix like 3 times this game.
the end of the game, after I shot my ultimate to Narnia.
That's not why. It's because you went here without your teammates. Here, you should stay mid for another wave and then rotate together. I forgot to mention this. In this example, what he talked about is you should go top to not get flanked. I completely agree with you. If you're mid, you get flanked by both sides. If you're top, you hug the wall, you're chilling. It's good. It's way harder to get flanked, especially if you have vision over here. But you need to push mid wave and then go together with your teammates top. That's usually how you want to do it. It's much safer. And you're not running into this issue. I think he needs to mention that.
But we had a gold lead, so it's fine, and my teammates didn't listen to my call to come top lane, even
You know why? Because the mid wave is still there. You need to get the mid wave first. Only after you get the mid wave here, they are going to come with you. You need to. It's still all about the mid wave, 100%.
though it was the objectively best play. So in hindsight, maybe it would have been easier to just stay mid with them since they didn't follow me, even though it wasn't perfect.
And also mid right here, there's a tier 2 turret. You can 100% siege that one without really getting flanked easily. Because not really in their base. Right? So you can play for the tier 2 mid turret here. You don't have to go top right now.
Either way, I hope you learned something that will help you out in your next game of ADC. And I hope as well your eyes didn't hurt too much watching me try to last hit as a jungle support main. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out my Twitch stream where you can watch these videos being filmed live, as well as checking out my Patreon and Metafy where you can book in a coaching session with me or watch and learn from the recordings of other people's sessions while supporting the work I do.
Okay, good. I mean, you know, likes and dislikes button exist for reasons. I'm gonna dislike this video because I think it's not really great. You can't expect the average player to do this. Like, I don't think. I think there's a lot of bad things, you know? Like, a lot of the things here I agree with. Most of them, I guess, I agree with. But a lot of them are kind of, man, you can't expect the average player to do it. It looks easy for you because you're a challenger, but, like, you can't expect a normal player to really know what to do in those situations like that. So that's why I think it's a bit misleading. And this is why smurfing and content that comes out of smurfing will always be bad. And this is why watching somebody playing their own elo is more educational. Even if you're watching challenger gameplay and you're iron elo, it's still more educational than watching a challenger player smurfing. 100%. Okay, sure, maybe challenger is an extreme example, but master elo games, 100% you can learn out of them. Okay, if you don't want to go that extreme. If you watch somebody master elo, ooh, you're gonna learn a lot. No matter if you're below master. 100%. That's my conclusion, okay? Usually when I watch a video like that, I usually agree with everything. I'm happy to see that I actually don't agree with somebody 100% fully. Especially because last video I watched from him, it was amazing. Very good video. This one, not so good. 17 LP, that's progress. That's better than 16. Let's go.